Hi children, welcome to Annie's Learniverse tutorial.
Tom and Jerry Stories. Tom's Magic Show. Tom finds an old magic wand while cleaning the attic. Excited, he decides to become a magician and put on a magic show for Jerry. He tries simple tricks like making objects disappear or pulling flowers out of a hat. At first, nothing seems to work, and Jerry can't stop giggling at Tom's funny failures. But as Tom keeps trying, the wand starts doing real magic, turning furniture upside down and making Tom float in the air. Tom and Jerry both end up laughing as the magic show turns into a silly, chaotic adventure.
Jerry's birthday surprise. Jerry's birthday is coming up, and Tom wants to surprise him with a party. Tom sneaks around the house, gathering balloons, baking a cake, and decorating with streamers. Jerry, however, keeps noticing something strange is going on. He follows Tom, curious about what he's up to, and almost ruins the surprise. In the end, Tom manages to pull off the party, and Jerry is thrilled. He thanks Tom for all his effort, and they both share a big slice of cake while having fun with the party decorations and games.
The Lost Toy Adventure. Jerry's favorite toy, a small rubber ball, rolls under the couch. Jerry tries to grab it, but it's stuck in a hard-to-reach spot. Tom, seeing Jerry struggle, decides to help. The two go on a mini-adventure through the maze of cushions, furniture legs, and dust bunnies as they try to retrieve the ball. Along the way, they bump into other forgotten toys and discover secret hiding spots. By the time they finally reach the ball, they're tired but laughing at all the silly moments they've had along the way.
The Flying Kite. Tom crafts a bright, colorful kite to fly on a breezy day. He heads outside with Jerry, eager to see how high the kite can go. As the wind picks up, the kite soars into the sky, but soon it pulls Tom along with it. Jerry grabs onto Tom's tail to help, and the two find themselves flying through the air. They sail over trees and rooftops, spotting birds and clouds up close. Eventually, they manage to land safely, laughing about their unexpected flying adventure.
Tom and Jerry's picnic. Tom and Jerry decide to have a lovely picnic in the park. They pack a basket with sandwiches, fruit, and lemonade, and find the perfect spot under a shady tree. However, friendly animals like squirrels, birds, and even ants start taking their food. Tom tries to chase them away, but the animals are too quick. Jerry suggests sharing the food, and soon the picnic turns into a fun gathering where Tom and Jerry make new animal friends. By the end, everyone is full and happy, and Tom and Jerry realize that sharing made the day even more fun. The Big Bubble Trouble. Jerry finds a bubble blower and starts filling the room with bubbles of all shapes and sizes. The bubbles float everywhere, and Tom can't help but chase them around the house. But one bubble becomes so big that Tom gets stuck inside. Floating through the air, Tom tries to pop the bubble, but it keeps bouncing off walls and furniture. Jerry, giggling all the way, helps Tom safely land back on the ground. In the end, they both have fun popping the rest of the bubbles, turning the house into a bubble-filled wonderland.
Tom's bedtime story. One night, Tom decides to tell Jerry a bedtime story to help him sleep. Tom begins with a classic fairy tale, but Jerry keeps interrupting, adding silly and funny details. Instead of a princess in a castle, Jerry imagines a mouse king who loves cheese, and instead of a dragon, there's a giant cat who loves napping. The story keeps getting sillier and sillier, and soon neither of them can stop laughing. By the end, Jerry is too excited to sleep, and they stay up playing, having fun with their wild imaginations. The ice cream chase. Tom and Jerry hear the jingle of the ice cream truck and race out of the house to get their favorite treats. But on the way, they keep getting distracted by playful animals and other kids in the park. Tom trips over a friendly dog, and Jerry ends up joining a group of kids playing tag. By the time they get back to the ice cream truck, it's driving away. Just when they think they've missed their chance, the ice cream man stops for them, and they finally get their ice cream, sharing the delicious treat on a park bench. The fishy friend. While exploring the house, Tom accidentally knocks over a fishbowl, freeing a little goldfish. The fish flips around on the floor, and Tom and Jerry quickly work together to save it. They put the fish in a cup of water and try to find a safe place for it to swim. Along the way, the fish causes chaos, jumping out of the cup and swimming through puddles on the floor. Finally, Tom and Jerry create a new home for the fish in a larger bowl, and the fish happily swims around, thanking them with playful splashes. Jerry's treasure hunt. Jerry discovers an old treasure map hidden in the attic, and he convinces Tom to join him on a hunt around the house. The map leads them through different rooms, where they find clues hidden under furniture, behind books, and even inside a cookie jar. Along the way, they encounter playful obstacles, like a mischievous cat toy and slippery floors. In the end, they discover that the treasure is a box of delicious treats. Laughing, they sit down together and enjoy their sweet reward, happy with the fun adventure they shared. Tom's paint mess. Tom decides to try painting a picture, setting up an easel and paints in the living room. He's determined to make a masterpiece, but every time he dips his brush into the paint, Jerry accidentally bumps into him, causing paint to splatter everywhere. Soon, the entire room is covered in colorful paint splashes, and even Tom and Jerry are covered in bright colors. Instead of being upset, they decide to turn the whole room into an art project, painting fun shapes and patterns on the walls and floor. By the end, they've created a silly, colorful masterpiece. The balloon ride. Tom and Jerry find a bunch of balloons at a party and start playing with them. Tom ties a few balloons together, and suddenly, they lift him into the air. Jerry grabs onto Tom's tail, and they both float high above the ground. As they drift through the sky, they spot birds, clouds, and even a rainbow. They have a blast, waving to people below and floating over rooftops. Eventually, the balloons slowly deflate, and they gently float back down to the ground, excited about their unexpected adventure. The cookie caper. Jerry bakes a batch of yummy cookies, and the smell fills the house. Tom, drawn by the delicious aroma, tries to sneak a cookie without Jerry noticing. But every time Tom reaches for a cookie, something funny happens. A cookie rolls off the counter, or Jerry catches him just in time. The two end up in a playful chase around the kitchen, with cookies flying everywhere. In the end, Jerry laughs and offers Tom a cookie, and they sit down together to enjoy the treats, happy to share the tasty snacks.
The silly snow day. After a big snowstorm, Tom and Jerry go outside to play in the snow. They start by building a snowman, but as they're stacking snowballs, the snowman seems to come to life. The snowman wobbles and moves, surprising Tom and Jerry, who laugh as it slides down the hill. They chase after the snowman, tumbling through the snow and making snow angels along the way. By the time they catch up to the snowman, it's fallen apart into a pile of snowballs,
and Tom and Jerry end the day with a fun snowball fight.
Tom and Jerry's Campfire. Tom and Jerry decide to camp out in the backyard for the night. They set up a little tent and gather sticks to make a small campfire. As they roast marshmallows, they hear rustling in the bushes. Soon, a group of friendly animals, squirrels, birds, and a raccoon, come out to join them by the fire. Tom and Jerry share their marshmallows with their new friends, and together they sing songs, tell funny stories, and enjoy the warmth of the fire. By the end of the night, everyone is cozy and happy, falling asleep under the stars.
The Great Pillow Fort. On a rainy day, Tom decides to build a huge pillow fort in the living room. He stacks cushions, blankets, and pillows to create the perfect hideaway. Jerry, curious, tries to sneak into the fort without Tom noticing. This leads to a playful game of hide-and-seek, with Jerry dodging Tom's attempts to catch him inside the fort. Eventually, they both end up inside, laughing as the fort collapses into a pile of pillows.
They decide to rebuild it together, creating an even bigger fort that they both enjoy.
Tom's roller skates. Tom finds an old pair of roller skates in the closet and decides to give them a try. At first, he's wobbly and can't seem to stay balanced. Jerry, seeing Tom struggle, Jerry couldn't stop laughing, and soon Tom was laughing too. Despite the bumps and falls, they had a great time. After a few more tries, Tom decided to take the skates off for the day. As he sat down to rest, Jerry handed him a tiny pair of makeshift roller skates made out of buttons and string. Together, they skated around the room one more time, ending the day with smiles and laughter. In the end, Tom didn't become a skating pro, but he had a blast learning, and that's what mattered most. The butterfly chase. Jerry spots a beautiful butterfly fluttering through the garden and decides to chase after it. Tom, seeing Jerry dash across the yard, thinks something exciting is happening and follows him. The two friends end up running through bushes, flowers, and even over a little pond as they try to catch the butterfly. In the end, they realize the butterfly is meant to be free, and they sit down together, watching it fly into the sky, laughing at their playful chase. Tom's birthday cake. It's Tom's birthday, and he decides to bake a cake to celebrate. He carefully mixes the ingredients, but Jerry, smelling the delicious batter, can't resist sneaking into the kitchen for a little taste. Every time Tom turns around, a bit of the cake batter goes missing, leading to a funny game of hide-and-seek. When the cake is finally done, it looks a little lopsided, but Jerry surprises Tom with birthday candles. They celebrate together, and despite the bumps along the way, the cake is delicious. The toy box surprise. While cleaning up the house, Tom accidentally tips over the toy box, spilling out all kinds of fun toys. Jerry sees this as the perfect opportunity for playtime and quickly jumps into the pile. Together, Tom and Jerry explore all the forgotten toys, from bouncy balls to wind-up cars, and they even find an old train set that still works. They spend the afternoon building tracks and racing toy cars around the living room, laughing and enjoying a day full of playful surprises. The watermelon adventure. Tom brings home a big, juicy watermelon and tries to slice it for a snack. But the watermelon is slippery, and every time Tom tries to cut it, it rolls away. Jerry joins in, and the two end up chasing the runaway watermelon through the kitchen, around the house, and even outside in the yard. In the end, the watermelon splits open, and they both enjoy a sweet, refreshing snack, laughing about the wild chase they had. Tom and Jerry's Jungle Safari. On a sunny afternoon, Tom and Jerry decide to turn their backyard into a jungle for a pretend safari. Tom dresses up as a brave explorer, and Jerry as a curious adventurer. They pretend to discover wild animals like elephants and lions, which are actually just their pet cat and a stuffed toy. They even stumble upon a hidden treasure under a tree, a shiny coin. The day is filled with imagination, laughter, and fun as they navigate their backyard jungle. The Friendly Robot. Tom finds an old toy robot in the attic and decides to fix it up. Once the robot is working, it starts following Tom and Jerry everywhere they go. At first, Tom tries to use the robot to help with chores, but the robot keeps making funny mistakes, like putting socks in the fridge or dusting the walls instead of the shelves. Eventually, Tom and Jerry grow fond of the robot's clumsy but helpful nature and decide to keep it as their new playful friend.
The Puddle Jumpers. After a rainy day, the yard is filled with puddles, and Tom and Jerry can't resist jumping in them. They race around, splashing water everywhere, having the time of their lives. But one puddle is much deeper than it looks, and when Tom jumps in, he falls in with a big splash. Jerry helps him out, and the two spend the rest of the afternoon making boats out of leaves and floating them in the puddles, turning the rainy day into a fun adventure.
Jerry's sleepover. Jerry invites Tom to a sleepover in his little mouse-sized bed. Tom, trying to squeeze into the tiny space, realizes he's too big. They both laugh and decide to make a cozy fort of blankets and pillows instead. The night is filled with giggles, shadow puppets, and late-night snacks. Although they were supposed to sleep, Tom and Jerry end up staying awake, telling silly stories and playing until they finally drift off, snuggled up in their comfy fort.